What is up, everybody? It's Oversufficiency here from TGN and Black Eye Studios, and today we are going to be showing you a great YouTube tip. It is how to create a custom thumbnail so you can get more video views, you'll get more subscribers, and you get more likes too. It's really going to make your videos pop out also in sub boxes. So let's get started. Alright guys, so let's get started. So you're going to want to open up GIMP if you're using that. It's the free version of Photoshop pretty much. Or if you want to go and get Photoshop, it is expensive, but it is well worth it, guys. And if you're a student, you get student discounts for it. Highly recommended. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go to File and New, and you want to set your dimensions. Your width is going to be 1200, and your height is going to be 720, and that's basically 720p. And then click OK. Alright, so you're on layer 1, and the first thing what we're going to want to do is we're going to go to View and New Guide, select Horizontal, and you're going to want to drag your guide until it snaps in, and that's going to be the exact center. So you see the snapping? There you go, and boom. So you'll know, if you're doing this, you'll definitely be able to feel it. Vertical. Okay, so now we're going to do our vertical guide, and we're going to drag it until it snaps right there. Alright, so now we have the exact centers of our thumbnail. Okay, and just keep in mind why you are doing this, guys. This is just what I'm going to be doing. You can change anything along the way. This is just going to help you get started. And another thing to also keep in mind is that your viewer or whoever is going to click on this, if it's in their sub box or related videos or on your channel, they're probably not going to be looking at it zoomed in. They're probably be looking at it about that size. Maybe the size, maybe even smaller. So just think about that when you're making it, that it will not be as close up as you think, but it should still come out fine. Alright, so now you're going to want to select your gradient tool over here, and select your radial gradient. Alright, and then you're going to want to pick a gradient. So a good gradient to start with, this is black and white one that comes with Photoshop. I'll just leave it to black, and I'll set it to like a grayish. Usually comes out pretty good. Alright, so now you're going to put this on the center of your photo, the center of your project, and drag about to the end. And there you go, you have a great starting place, and a lot of backgrounds and GFX start with this sort of design. Alright, so create another layer, and now we're going to add some text onto it. So select your text tool, and pick a font. Impact comes on pretty much all Windows and Mac computers. And if you buy Photoshop, it comes with a lot of fonts. You can find free fonts anywhere on the web and just install them, and GIMP or Photoshop will recognize them. But you want something that's very clean, crisp, and gets to the point. So I'm going to call this video, or this little thumbnail, space it down, tutorial. Okay, so we have our little video there. I'm going to get it to the size I want. This is actually okay. Let's take that down one. I like for my numbers to be even. I think it looks better. Alright, and if you're in Photoshop, set this to optical. You want it to look better. And now we could set that to like 190 because it does shrink a little bit. That looks fine. Alright, 190. Looks good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that all these ends are closed up. And you want to really make sure these ends are closed up. But also make sure it's not cutting off any of your image. So I'm trying to make sure it doesn't cut off that L there. And the reason why you want to do this is because in the step you're about to see, we're going to make sure that the image closes correctly. I call it closing. Some other people call it something else, but we want to make sure that it's lining up correctly, and you need to do this to make sure that the dimensions will line up correctly. So let's see if I could get it. There we go. Alright, looks good. So now we're going to check mark it, and here's what you're going to do. Hold down Command or Control if you're on Windows, and you want to click right there on your black background, and you're going to click Align Horizontal Centers, and then align your vertical centers. And now let's put it at the exact center. You can see that with your guides. Alright, so if I take off the guides, it's already looking pretty good, guys. You can see that. It looks great to start out with. Alright, and I actually want to change this to be on sharp. I like that the best. Alright, so now that we have this, we're going to make our text look a little bit better because it's kind of lacking just a little bit. So we're going to go into our blending options here. You got like a drop shadow, that gives it some depth. A gradient usually looks good, so we switch that to overlay. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. We'll switch that to normal. And we'll go down a little bit. What about if I set that to radial? That looks good. We want to give it that like little silverish tint, guys. So once again, before and after, so you can see the effects. Add a lot to it. And another thing you can do if you want to is add like a pattern overlay to it. If you've got, I don't use patterns that much, so I don't really have any. But these can add some texture, and they do, you know, sometimes they can make it look really good. So next what we're going to do is we're going to go down to our rectangle tool and select your fill color. Black is fine. And now you're going to want to draw a rectangle just right around your design here. So there we go. It's right around our design. You're going to just center it up a little the best you can around it. That looks pretty good. Let me double check. Alright, looks pretty good. So then you're going to set that to overlay and just align it. There you go. Looks pretty good. Actually, that probably should be up a little bit more. You want it to not touch the text, but still you want it to stay fairly close. And you'll see what I'm about to do here, guys. Alright, pop that out. Looks good. It's just all a matter of getting it to your personal preferences, which is the main thing about graphic design. Alright, guys, so now you can see it. What we've done is we added that little black bar there, and it really draws out our text away from the background. See the difference? The text is sharper and it's in focus better. And now the text really just comes out from the background. There you go. Sorry, I added in the wrong layer order. And I mean, you can drag the opacity down a little bit because it is pretty drastic sometimes. I'll leave it on 60. That usually looks pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to click on our first layer and we're going to click add a new layer and put our guides back up there. We're going to go into gradient, our gradient, oh sorry, actually we're going to go under paintbrush tool. And you can get these on YouTube. If you look at it, there's like some paint splatters you can do like that. But really what you want to use for like a really good thumbnail, and it all depends about like your channel and how your channel is designed. So just you can look these up on YouTube. They're like search like vector paintbrush or like sunrise, I think was maybe one of the things. You can find them in some GFX packs. Alright, and if you get that onto the center and you're gonna click, and as you can see it just made those purple shiny parts. And the reason why I use purple is like the main color on our channel. So I'll set that to overlay, and yeah, that looks really good. There's, for some people, they still might be a little bit too bright, so I'm gonna back out. And the thumbnail is looking like something I would click on, so we're probably gonna drag that down just a little bit because it is pretty vibrant, those purples, to maybe like around 60. Looks pretty good. Yeah, there we go. 60. And I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. Just play around with it, but this is really going to get you started and get you some great looking thumbnails. And like I said before earlier in the video, they'll really help with getting you likes and dislikes, and yeah, getting more likes and more views. Because people are definitely going to click on something like this over some horrible thumbnail that someone did in like Windows Paint. So that's about it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please give it a like rating. I had to retake this tutorial a few times because I got stuck on a few parts that I took way too long to explain. So, thanks guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. This is the first GFX video, so if it gets good feedback, you can leave me some comment down below, and I will, you know, definitely respond if you guys want any other GFX stuff. Thanks.